Can I just sell my business myself? Do I really need a broker? Chandler, what do you think?
Absolutely, you can do it yourself, but you shouldn't. That's what I tell everybody. And here's the deal. I hear this question so often from potential clients is, why should I even engage a broker? It's really simple. A business broker who wakes up and does this all day, every day is going to be able to allow your business to be sold at a higher multiple for a bigger price than what you'd be able to do by yourself. That's the first thing. Second, business brokers by nature are connected to clients. We've got buyer pools. We've got these different buyer networks that we're already connected to that we ultimately end up selling your business quicker and faster. So where you may be able to do it and you may be able to save the fees that you would pay us, you ultimately take 3 to 6 months longer to do it. You've also got the headache. That's what I tell everybody. We take the headache away from you because you can just focus on running your business. Because here's the danger too. If you are trying to run your business and sell it at the same time, something gets dropped, right? Because you're ultimately kind of stuck thinking in two different kind of brain patterns, right? Operations, and then what do I need to do and to look at to sell it? And sometimes those get so confusing that ultimately something gets dropped. And so, yes, you absolutely could do it. It just, I would advise it. Let a broker who's experienced, who has the buyers, who's able to walk you through the process, can also look at your financials, can talk to the CPA for you, can kind of even talk to some of your leadership staff, if that's in place, to be able to do what is necessary to structure the deal. And then ultimately, you run your business, you focus on making the money, and let your broker worry about the exit.
I can share a little bit of experience here in my time before I was a broker because I acquired a company and did not use a business broker. And let me tell you, the cost that was, man, I mean, just 2 years of, I don't want to say agony, but pretty close to it, where all these things that went wrong because the deal wasn't structured properly, because some of the right documents weren't in place, and the due diligence period. We because we were acquiring the business from somebody we knew, we assumed a lot of things, and we didn't do any due diligence hardly. If we had a business broker leading us on the buyer side, and frankly for the seller as well, because he kind of got banged around as well over the last couple of years because of that. He had to make a lot of concessions that were really not great because things were just missed. And like you say, Chandler, you can do it yourself. I mean, there's nothing in law that prevents you from doing it yourself. It's not the best situation for you. It's not the most efficient. And frankly, you stand to lose quite a bit on it. Yes, you can look at it as a convenience fee to hire a broker, but it's more than just convenience, right? It's the assurance of knowing that things are going to run properly and they're going to run at the highest clip possible. As brokers, we're not just looking to get the deal done. We're looking to get the deal done properly, and where both parties can walk away feeling like they both won, the buyer and the seller. That's not the kind of thing that just happens. That's the kind of thing that happens because of experience, because it's been done before multiple times. And we know, and really more you, Chandler, you know the things that work and the things that don't work, and the ways that we can get creative about different deals. Hey, funding source for this one particular listing it's not coming through. All right, well, how can we get creative about that? How can we come up with a different way of making it happen?
Right. I often tell my potential clients that, listen, you have been in X industry for 20 years and you are an excellent operator or you're a great business owner, but my business is literally buying and selling businesses from my clients. That I have seen your type of transaction time and time again, so it doesn't surprise me, right? What the surprises that come up, I'm just expecting already. Like you just said, Joe, I can get creative. I know I can also help on the lending side, pre-qualify buyers so that you're not wasting your time talking to people that don't have the dollars to be able to close the business. But ultimately, my business is helping you buy and sell your business. So I've seen it before. So let me do the work. Let me be the professional. Let me be the expert so that you can keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, which is running a great business. And then I'm able to exit you at a higher multiple with a bigger price range with better terms. I wish I would have mentioned that earlier. Brokers are able to protect both parties and structure a deal so that it's a win across the board, right? So that the buyer feels good and that the seller feels good and that the terms are reasonable and fair to both. Sometimes that just isn't achieved when you try to do it on yourself, whether you get taken to the woodshed by the seller, or maybe it's the seller who has to make a whole bunch of concessions to the buyer. Ultimately, I'm able to represent both in a transactional way so that everyone wins. And I think that's a big part of why you should choose a broker is I've seen it before, right? How often do business owners sell their business? Oftentimes it's one time in their life cycle.
Right.
Right. Unless they own multiple businesses, they're doing this one time. Where I have seen this over and over and over again because that's what I do for a living. So let the expert be the expert is my advice to those that are kind of thinking about. And 9 times out of 10, I get the listing and they choose the professional. It is not very often. I will say this. You want to do it on yourself, there's some consulting that we can do that isn't a formal listing that we can still help prepare a business for sale, and we can do that on a different fee structure that isn't walking you all the way through step A to Z. So just know that it's there are other ways that we can help if you're not wanting to do that. But I think if you give any thought to the process, you'll end up saying, hey, it's probably best I let the professional do it.